We are in 2035 in a dystopian future in a country called Noiselessland.
Dear viewers, friends, ladies and gentlemen, every evening you watch the same TV news, with the same news, watch it and censored. And now you are wondering who is this new TV host. I'm sorry, but tonight, in the country of Noiselessland, there will be another kind of TV information. Because I smell too much falsehood and censorship. Don't worry for the usual TV hostess, servant of the power. I haven't hearted there. I locked there in the other room with food, water, drinks, and I will send her back here on her chair where every evening you always watch the same TV news without asking yourself a question. Do you really believe in everything that they tell you? So, let's start. As you may see, I'm wearing the mask of Guy Fawkes. Guy Fawkes was a military and then a rebel conspirator. He was born the 13th of April in 1570, and he was condemned to death because he tried to set free his country from oppression. So he organized with other conspirators a day that is still in history and will never be forgotten. On November the 5th in 16 and 1605 he tried a terroristic attack against the power and against the king of that age. The famous day called and really remember the 5th of November 1605, the powder conjury failed. Guy Fawkes and his accomplices had been arrested and condemned to death, and Guy Fawkes was brutally tortured before the population and then executed the 31st of January 1606. I want to now, you are wondering why this mask is still in vogue in 2035, because this is the mask that represents Guy Fawkes, and it's a symbol of rebellion against every kind of injustice. Guy Fawkes was a military and then a conspirator, a rebel who fought against the oppression of his country. But even if he had right ideals, he wanted to assert them in a wrong way, with violence. When you project a terroristic attack, then there will be victims, bloodshed. All the victims are innocent. Human beings don't deserve to die in a terroristic attack, even if the principle which inspired it was right. Every terroristic attack must be condemned. Condemned. Violence is never the answer, and it can be justified. I repudiate violence, and violence must always be condemned. Peace is the only answer. I am a pacifist, and to be a pacifist doesn't mean to accept injustices and to be servants or slaves. You can be a rebel without violence. We are in 2035 in a country called Noiselessland, and I'm not sure that we are in a democracy. I notice hints of Nazism, and I want to remind you that Nazism didn't start immediately with concentration camps. A day they take you away one right, another day another right, and forgive me, I'm forced to cover my face in a noiseless land because I know that we aren't in a democracy. A day they take you away one right, another day another right, and in a few time you will have Hitler, Mussolini, monsters like them, to be the leader of your country. When starting with hints and first laws that violate your constitution and human rights, an alarm bell should be set off, and immediately to say no. And remember, when you said no more wars, no more dictatorships, never more, and now you have become numb, and you are settled of the last gossip of the moment. Meanwhile, day by day, they are depriving you of every human right. And the more they hear your silence, and the more they know that they can dare, taking away your rights in an unscrupulous way, taking you on the edge of a ravine, and even if you know to have your constitutional rights, you prefer to be pushed down a ravine, or make you tie a yoke around the neck. Wake up! All the dictatorships had begun with semblance of democracy. We can't change the past, its horrors, but we can change the present, that it's now, just in this moment, for the future. There was a famous movie transmitted in democratic countries, a masterpiece movie called V for Vendetta. And the man wears the mask of Guy Fawkes. The main character of the movie says, when the truncheon replaces words, it's not true that words don't work, because if related to ideals, words will become immortal. This is a rotten world. You gave up on freedom in exchange of your silence to live in a perfect world full of order and security that doesn't exist. This is what I also say by myself. To be silent before injustices in this rotten world, they made you a brainwashing, and there have been the loss of the good sense. Censorship grows over and over. My V is for vengeance. My V is for victory and values. My V is not for violence and villainy. My V is V for vengeance, without violence. Conform to the mass. There was a time in which conformism was source of shame. Instead now it's source of honor and applause. People are so manipulated, so brainwashed, so numb, that they trade evil for good and good for evil. Somebody call the police. I must check out. Okay. I must it's better my mask in this way, because I can't discover my face. Even if in Noiselessland they say that we are in a democracy. So, as I was just saying, you prefer to be sheep of a flock controlled and led by shepherds and tyrants who are depriving you of every kind of freedom rather than being free persons and able to say stop to a dictatorship with semblance of democracy. This is the vilest and lowest moment of history from the beginning of the world, and you are so dazed that when you hear on TV news talking about possible worldwide wars, instead of saying I have the right to be indignant and disgusted and to say nevermore, my name is Nevermore, like a masterpiece famous song. Il mio nome è mai più, transmitted in a democratic country, but not here in Noiselessland. Okay, I must check out. I hear some noises. Is police arriving? I must check out. They are arriving, but I'm still on time to finish to present my TV news.